Are we live?
We're live.
Oh, hi everybody. Is anybody on?
Not yet.
Wow, okay.
I know, we
Yeah, this is crazy. We never beat them here. So here I am
There's
talking to nobody. It's great.
I'm Mimi.
Mimi's here.
That just means they're people of the future and Mimi. Hello, people of the future. Mimi and Chase Perry. Can I get one more of these?
Yep.
And what am I making gloves for? No.
That was it.
That was
You
30
just said this.
That was 30 seconds ago. That's practically forever.
You
Osbach,
can't expect me to remember 30
I have to
seconds.
go to the other room and get turntables, okay? Don't freak out. I'll be back in a minute.
Switched over to front too.
Okay.
It's following you.
Well, let's try.
This is what Rue's working on tonight.
Hi, everybody. I saw Edson Glutes was on again. Hi, Edson. Who else is on, Stacy?
We got me, Chase Perry, Edson Lutz, Brian Lippert, John Sheffield, Jordan, Rob, David Curley, Edson Lutz.
Correct.
Edson Blues got said twice.
Well,
Say it a third time.
He said potato.
He might be summoned.
Avocado for us.
all right, we can go back to Osbach if you weren't.
There we go. Whoop, look at the back of my head.
Hello, buddy.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
It looks like a little cyclopean creature. That's why we tend to anthropomorphize it. It's got one little eye. Maybe
Right.
one day with one camera we'll show the other camera
Yeah.
and have a perspective fight.
Rob says, hi, I finally got to see you live.
Hi.
Sean Fenner says, evening all. Edson Glute says, hello, Ruth, Stacy, and others. Space Face Freak 2 says, howdy, howdy, everyone.
Did I just become others? Hello, Rue, Stacy, and others. There's three of us. There's three of us in the room. There's only three of us. Remember our names.
Pat Smith said, loved watching the Hearst move, great teamwork.
Yeah, that was a mess. It was great though. It worked out. Nothing was broken. Good times.
All is well. Ashton Jones
Well,
is live
apparently.
from rain-soaked Upper Desert in Southern California.
Hello.
I need to go get a beverage.
Would you pull my sculpting tools down, please?
For anyone who doesn't know what Pat Smith is talking about, there was a video on our Patreon where Shannon showed us moving out the giant purse that we had in Dark Hours lobby, getting picked up by our friends with the chair.
That's right.
Edson Wood says, so what are we burning tonight, kids?
Clay. Which would be difficult.
Nothing
Slightly
flammable.
less
No
so.
flammable things tonight.
I would say no. Everything's flammable if you try hard.
And Nina says, hey everybody, we need more fire.
That's like every machine's a smoke machine if you use it wrong enough.
Rob says he's in Cleveland, Ohio here.
Hello.
Oh, Cleveland.
We are in the Dallas. Texas
Cleveland.
area.
Ohio.
Cleveland rocks.
Yep.
I don't.
Drew Carey show.
Oh, it's from TV.
I think this song existed.
The song existed before.
I don't do a lot of TV.
Edson Glute says, well, you did refer to Osman as a personality. Yeah, that was my favorite moment from last week's live was me trying to get Osman back while we were doing all this because it had a longer cord on it.
Right.
And Osman had fainted. It was like too much excitement. I can't.
Sometimes I thought I'll just give up and look at the ceiling or look at the ground.
Pat Smith said it was outstanding editing because it looks very smooth. Drew 6868 says, caution, clay melts at high temp.
I don't think clay melts
This-
at
not
high.
this clay.
Not this clay. This clay turns into pottery. That's oddly satisfying. Oh, there we go.
I will be right back.
When in doubt, impale a block of clay. All right, so this is one of those times where I know I have a big loop sculpting tool that I never use. It's too big, and this would be perfect for it, and now I'm not going to be able to find it. This is like my second biggest one.
Mike Church says hello.
Hello, Mike.
mass timer is done.
Alexa, stop.
Report mass timer is done.
Alexa, stop.
Think about what you've done.
Ron says, oh, each other? Oh, hi. Oh.
So I'm gonna kind of whittle down this clay.
Shannon asked Stacy, are you wearing your new lav mic? I am not. Because apparently,
Because it no work.
well, the mic works great, but the computer does not want to continue to work with the mic in, or my headphones, apparently.
The computer just stopped working.
It crashed multiple times.
Wow.
So yeah, unfortunately, no. But I have tried to position myself roughly in front of the mic, so hopefully you can hear me a little better. Rob asks, what are we sculpting tonight?
Think about it.
I need to we're making new gnome hands for Transworld. Well, they're for the gnomes. We're going to take them to Transworld.
A wild Hallie appears.
Speaking of the gnome, hang on.
Oh, which one?
There you are.
Hello.
Thank you.
And we're saying bye because I'm heading home.
Bye.
See you, honey.
See you Friday.
Edson Boots says, okay, I'm back. I sent the link to the rest of us creepers. I also posted it in the Slide Creepers. Sean Tucker says, cheers from Orlando. Thomas K says hello. David Hanger says, good evening, everyone.
Hello. Could you not see before?
See, okay, we can see what you're working on. As well. Jennifer Pugh says hello.
Pew, pew, pew. Okay, my goal is to have these pretty much roughed in by the time we hit 9 o'clock.
Alan, can you give me a go to mold this?
Everyone thought you molded that last week.
I needed to. I was looking for the
Yes, mold it.
Okay. You told me to reshape teeth, remember?
Yeah? Oh, I didn't look at the teeth. Are the teeth good now?
Teeth are good.
Nothing stood out. Yeah, they're less chickpea.
Jordan Easel asked, did I miss a lot?
There was a small fire, but that's out now. Other than that, no, yeah.
June Ritchie says hello, everyone.
Hello, June Ritchie. So these look like Lego people now, but I'm whittling them down so that they will eventually be able to become hands. This will be the handy part, and this will be the army part.
They clipped into the cart with a little bone. Get real fancy now. Ross Richards says hello, fellow creeper family.
Hi, Aaron Banny. How many of you guys are going to Transworld? How many will you see? Will we see at the Friday gathering? When is the Friday gathering?
Friday.
It's 7 p.m. at the Marriott Grand on the 21st floor.
21st floor.
21st floor.
The way up there is Florida.
The nosebleed section.
You're gonna get this in a good spot.
I keep thinking it's fine.
There. I like that. Rob says, I wish I could go. Jennifer Pugh says, I'll be at Transworld and the Gathering. Sean Fenner says, I just switched to my headphones. Every time you say ALEXA, my mind goes crazy trying to figure out what I'm doing.
I'm sorry about that. Alexa, Alexa, Alexa.
George Weasel, he loves when you call him faux papa. Stacey. Thank you, yes. Sean Fenner says, I'll be there after the Friday night event. Mimi says, do you have to be a part of a business to attend Transworld?
No. Halloween enthusiast is a category. You could be a home haunter, you could be a Halloween enthusiast. Yeah.
Awoken Nightmare says, we'll definitely see you guys at Transworld. David Hanger asks, is Transworld open to the general public or only industry?
It's actually open to the general public.
Nah.
Yeah, it did not used to be, but now it is. I need Zavia.
There's the David Hanger says, nice.
You want the regular wire or the horseshoe wire?
What? Cutting wire.
Regular wire?
The wire wire.
There's not one in your box?
I have to dig through my whole box to know.
Rob says, I act at Bloodview Haunted House up here. I've been an actor since 2017.
You're on.
That's cool.
That was fine.
I've heard good things about Bloodview. I haven't made it there yet.
Jordan Easel says, my brother and I unsuccessfully attempted to build a crossbow.
I just made a crossbow kind of thing the other day.
You did.
So what was unsuccessful about it?
Mimi says, okay, awesome, thanks. I might go while I'm still living in the Midwest.
You should have just made a poorly powered crossbow. Like that's, yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to make one.
David Hanger says, I'll have to plan a trip next year. Cobwebs is here. Bam! I've arrived.
Thank you, weebs.
Bam.
Weeds. Rylan Burdett asks, what are we sculpting?
I'm sculpting a pair of hands. These are going to be hands for our genomes.
Daniel Watts says, hello, everyone.
Hello, Daniel Watts.
Cobwebs says, oh, hell no.
Who said that?
Cobwebs, when being informed that you're working on gnomes.
Yeah, gnomes.
Hello, June Ritchie, who just sent a period.
What's funny is that we're calling them gnome hands,
They're
but
going to be general purpose hands.
they'll be general purpose hands. They'll be chunky hands for chunky headed characters.
Rob says, we were all volunteers and we were a charity haunt. That's awesome.
That was cool.
Jordan Easel says, it was just too flimsy and the simple mechanism wasn't sturdy enough for his crossbow.
Got it. What were your leaves made out of? That's a big factor.
Ross Richard says, hand sculpted hand sculpts.
That's correct.
Mimi says, I unfortunately have to move back to Washington after this semester, so I really want to try and make either MHC or Transworld.
Yeah, come see us.
Julie Tinsley says, unfortunately, even though only 65 miles, can't afford Transworld, have to spend money on a car for a new fuse relay box.
That's terrible.
1980 asks, will you fire the clay tonight?
I don't intend on firing anything tonight. Okay. Wire is so much faster for Chapin.
Indeed. Dead End Yard Hunt says, just found out you're on. Have you burned anything yet?
Not yet.
No worries, June Ritchie. But she lost the chat, was checking to see if she made it back. Jordan uses says the whole thing consisted of a youth bow, 2 wooden dowels, and some twine. That's all.
Yes, I can see why you failed.
Oh, thank you, Rob. Send us $3 in Super Chat.
Well, that's very nice.
Rylan Burdett asked when you set the clay on fire. Jennifer Pugh asked, how did Bruce's hand sculpts turn out?
They were bad. He threw them in the garbage. He should try them. Rue in classic Rue fashion, they're not finished yet. But they're going to be one day.
Christian Ty Edwards says, howdy creepers, who's in the shop tonight?
Christian Tideward said what?
Howdy creepers, who's in the shop tonight?
We have Rue, Stacy, and me. It's me.
Tracy's Lovely Thought says, hiya.
Hiya.
Use it anyway. I need it.
super chat. Thank you, Rob. Cobweb says, not the trash, the roof. You gotta throw them on the roof.
Ah,
Did you hit it?
I don't know.
no.
Oh.
Tiny bit long.
Well, I'm using the camera to aim.
Hold on! You gotta see what you just did.
Oh, I got the airline hose. It stuck to the airline hose. That means I was way off. No battleship was sunk that day.
Samsonite.
Rob says you're welcome. We appreciate it.
One of my favorite fun UFC fights. The guy was like up against the cage, and the guy was kind of on top of him, and you can see him looking up at the middle of the. He's looking up at the TV in the middle of the arena, and he lines up an elbow and knocks the guy out with an elbow because he watched the TV.
Edson Bluth says Ezekiel may join us soon. He said he's a little under the weather.
Okay.
1980 says new dream job, tourism and marketing for Uranus, Mississippi.
You said Uranus.
I love that place.
Tom Sayer says howdy from Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Transport site says it's not open to the public. Did they change this policy but not update their site yet?
So it's freaking open to the public. It's you could get in as a Halloween enthusiast. That means it's really open to the public. So buy a ticket and go.
Jordan Musa says, hey Stacy, could you please make some witch hats for the next YouTube Wednesday? I wanted you to make a regular hat and a burlap oogie boogie hat. I will consult the YouTube Wednesday gods and see what we can do.
Stacy, I think we're filming you making a witch hat.
Listen, I'm about it. I do have to make a witch for transport.
Yeah, okay. Done.
Witch hat it is.
You speak to the Wobbert.
Thomas K says, when will the annual flaming skeleton toss be? This will be bigger than Axel. Thomas K, I think you're who commented that on the previous one too. I love that idea, and I may or may not be designing something around that.
What are we designing?
A something around the annual flaming skeleton toss. I think.
That doesn't sound safe or fun.
No, but I think it's just gonna be a good shirt or a sticker or something.
Something you wear only to get the questions.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom.
Now, to be fair, it doesn't sound safe, but it sure sounds fun.
Yeah.
So whose skeleton it is, Rue?
Cobweb says third world. Michael Lassiter, hello. Says howdy, folks.
Hello, Michael Lassiter.
Tom Sayer, saying weird place names used to be one of my job things. So. So that's the perfect place to franchise Dark Hour. Dark Side of the Radio. These are the jokes.
They are? We can do better.
We do better.
So we do have, oh, you guys don't know this yet. We do have an eclipse coming up. You might know about the eclipse. So the eclipse is on like Monday,
It's April 8th.
April 8th. We're going to be open Saturday, the 6th. We're going to do a lights out show. And then if they come through, they get a pair of eclipse viewing glasses.
Very cool. Space Face Freak 2 says random transport question. This other website says costumes for attendees weren't allowed and those wearing costumes would get ejected.
Yep.
Are there any opportunities off the show floor to wear stuff?
Yes, they have a costume ball where they encourage that kind of thing. Absolutely.
And the ball is pretty epic.
It is a show largely, in its origins, it was for the business of haunting. And that has changed a bit. And now it's a show about the love of haunting, I think. But if you are in costume, if you're in an amazing costume, and someone sees you, then they might leave a booth, and that booth would lose a sale because that customer walked out of their booth. And that would be your fault for distracting them. So they don't like costumes on, like even us, like we have people in costume, but they have to stay right in front of our booth. And I have engineered it so that I'm allowed to be right outside of my booth. Otherwise, I'd have to stay in the booth.
Sean Fenner says, off topic for tonight, but question for you. A friend is starting to work with EVA foam for making masks. Any advice I can pass along?
Learn how to use contact cement properly, because that's going to be a nightmare if you don't. Truly, like contact cement is king when it comes to EVA.
Heat is your friend.
Yeah, heat is.
And build yourself an EVA foam oven.
Jordan News says, I recently made a witch hat with felt and a black bed sheet. Could you use the same materials for your hat, Stacy?
No. No, Stacy cannot.
Dad said no. Rob says, that's cool. Mimi says, ooh, that's neat.
We could, but you have to mail us a bed sheet.
Oh, please don't mail us
Slightly
bed sheets.
used.
Please don't mail
but
us bed
dry.
sheets. Nope.
Thank you. Addressed to Stacy. Care of Stacy at Dark Hour Haunted House.
Dead End Yard Hunt asked, are y'all doing TikTok tonight?
No, we're not. I just didn't set that up.
Next. Reese's lovely thought says, excuse me, sir, giving us the finger?
I'm giving you 6. I was going to do 4 fingers, but I decided it's just going to be 3. That's what's happening. That's what keeps our gnomes and elves from being human. They get the 3 fingers.
David Hanger says, also SKS props. I feel like I maybe missed some context for that.
David, what are you talking about? We want to support you. I want to support you.
Rob says, okay, Stacey, I'm sending a sheet. No!
Yes. Mail sheets to Stacy.
Jordan says, I'm particularly interested in that burlap oogie hat.
Yeah.
Words is hard.
We used to make witch hats out of bed sheets, but then they couldn't be used in black light, so
Yeah. Then Jamie says 2 words, bed bugs. Narp. Jordan says, okay, I'm done with the hat talk to you.
hooray! I think we'll have to figure out materials for hat.
Yeah. David Hanger says, Evil Ted and SKS props for EDF foam. Okay, great, yeah, absolutely. Jennifer Pugh says, a 6-fingered man.
Okay.
But then,
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. Kill my father. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. Okay, what time is it?
It is 7:27.
I meant I want to have these roughed out by 8 o'clock.
Cobweb says, bedbugs show up under blacklight?
I don't think that they do. That's not what I was referring to, and I will not go into details as to what I meant.
Oh, God.
You got it. You finally got it.
Oh, Jordan Neal says, who's your favorite Deadite? I like Henrietta.
I could not name more than I could now name one Deadite.
I'm a big
name one dead.
I'm a big fan of Shelley.
Besides that one.
What's the witch in the well? She has a specific name.
That's Henrietta, I think.
Right.
Is it?
Sweet
Badass.
Henrietta. Bash.
Oh, Rob also finally got the joke. That's why I said you can't wear them in blacklight.
Not even me this time. Cobwebs. Oh, bodily fluids. Yeah. Yep. Now we're all on the same page.
Flottily buids.
Thomas K says, I watched the Trans World Live last night, and someone said that you will be constructing scissors for the convention ribbon cutting ceremony?
Yes, yeah, I actually did that a few years ago when they did a ribbon cutting ceremony. And they called and said, hey, do you still have those scissors? I'm like, no.
Riley Burdett said the pit witch. She's the pit witch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Daniel Watts, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Mr. Alan Rue, what's been your favorite sculpt in your career thus far?
My next one.
Yeah, Ruth stole my answer just now. So,
You did say your career thus far.
yeah, so far. You know what? Boy, no matter what happens, this hand is right in between me and the camera.
Do you want me to move?
So, let's see. You know,
I'm just gonna say whichever one I just did.
I was just thinking that, like, the Yeti that I just did, which is, we call the Wild Man of Borneo, which, boy, I didn't research that name at all.
No.
Like, Wild Man of Borneo was a thing for a while, and then it stopped being a thing. I didn't know if it stopped being a thing because of political correctness or something like that, so I just want to make sure that that's not some kind of a racist term that snuck up on me, but as long as that, then we're calling it the Wild Man of Borneo. Which we made a Yeti out of in the last, well, I made a Yeti out of it.
Right now.
And you didn't ask me, but mine's right here. Because we pulled out a buck earlier.
Yeah, this is bonus information here.
Bonus information. You didn't even ask for this.
You want to see a sculpt? You get none. Ha ha!
Aha. You're still on camera. I'm just also on camera too. Neither do you. There you go.
Yeah, I'm very in love with this skull. It was very difficult. Here. Camera?
Yeah. Don't drop him.
Got it! Got it! Things are fine!
You want to set that on fire? Just
It's really British, Shane.
Whee! Things are fine. He's fine. But no damage.
Cobwebs.
He did
we
slide
just
off.
don't say it out loud.
Yeah, we got it. John C says hello all. Cobweb says well done, we're just in the hair suits.
Little people.
Little people. David Hanger says Yeti spaghetti. Rob says, oh, that's cool. Jordan says that's a derogatory term nowadays. Daniel Watts says nice, thumbs up.
Now here comes the
Ryan
screen.
Burdett says Wild Man Borneo can be a slur for the indigenous Dayak people.
Okay, it could be, or it's like actively considered that.
Cobweb says nice save. Jordan says, or maybe I should say politically incorrect. 1988 says, old Blue Eyes almost bit it.
You are correct.
He might have come a little close.
Thomas
Everybody-
Mason, another skeleton almost hit the floor.
Everybody can congratulate Rue, though. He did not use pumpkin teeth in this sculpt. He does have a bit of a problem with pumpkin teeth. He uses them a lot. So,
Like, I did use some in the last one.
yes.
Edson Glute says, yay, Uncle Owen's skull. Chad
We used a
Flyboy B
couple.
says, how far from your place is the new class?
So my home is about an hour from here. We're in the classroom right now, so my home is about an hour from here. This sculpting kit has seen better days. And it's been organized better also.
It's been organized by whom?
Okay, I'm looking for my favorite tools. You know where I think they are? I think they're in this bucket that Rue was using. Oh, look, here's all my favorite things.
Rob says, yay, Roo. David Hanger says, Indonesia has the orange pendek, which is a wild little person.
Orang pendek.
Orang pendek.
Yeah. Yes, and that is, so the orang pendek has been seen by primatologists who are like, that's not what you think it is, that is something new. And like, so that is a cryptid that I'm just waiting to get verified. I'm sure it'll happen.
Jordan Easel asks, who likes to eat pumpkin seeds? I've never had any, but I do like sunflower seeds and pistachios.
I love pumpkin seeds.
Oh, and occasion, my wife will, so Shannon carves 31 pumpkins
At least.
every October and puts them out for the Great Pumpkin Challenge, Great Pumpkin
Project.
Great Pumpkin Project. And so she does that. And sometimes she will take the seeds and cook them. And they're like, I don't like stick in your teeth stuff.
Mhm.
So they're tasty, but they're very sticky in your teethy.
I also like pumpkin seeds. My husband Tony really likes to roast them every year. We always have lunch.
If you want a bag of wet pumpkin seeds, you hit us up.
Michael Lassiter says, Alan, I know you're not saying Rue uses more pumpkin teeth than you.
He does. He does. We've had interventions. Just walks into a room full of sculptors, and like, sit down, Rue.
We need
We
to
have,
talk.
we have to have a talk.
Go ahead.
I do use more pumpkin teeth than Alan does because I don't just use pumpkin teeth for teeth. So that kind of leads
How
to
many
a problem.
pumpkin teeth do you think are on that spider?
I was like, I was about to grab that and be like, yeah. When they start adding up like this, yeah, I use a lot of pumpkin teeth.
So spiky. Both Dead and Yarn Hunt and Chad Flyboy B asked, what kind of hands are you sculpting?
So we have a big head character that's a gnome, it's an elf, it's different things. And
He's got the big head.
yeah, he's got a big head, so we like big chunky hands. And we have, for the past 2 years, we used old hunchback hands. That, like, one's a fist all the time, and the other one is a hand. It deserves better. So,
Sean Fenner says, merch idea. Go make stuff t-shirts on the back, but don't set it on fire. Rob says, holy crap, that's a lot of pumpkins. If they're cooked right, they're awesome. Edson Blue says, my wife says she should write a book with the stories from the pumpkin season.
every pumpkin gets photographed too, so that's actually a possibility.
Rob says, it's still cool, Rue. 1988 asks Rue, did Alan help sculpt old Blue Eyes, or did you do it your way?
It's all me.
My job
You
now.
didn't even,
Huh?
you had the opportunity
What?
to say that you did it my way.
Oh, I did it my way. Yeah.
My job on Rue Sculpts is to go and then leave, and then he'll say, "How about now?" I go, and then I leave. This one I went, that was it. So. And I think now it's not even stuff. It's stuff that Rue knew about, just gave up on.
Or just chose not to.
Yeah.
I decline.
Something is an actual effort violation. But this is one of the few things in life where what we do is set in stone. They say, don't worry, it's not set in stone. It's set in stone. As soon as we're done sculpting it, we mold it, and then it's set in stone.
Jordan Easel asks, what do y'all make of this crossover idea, the Wizard of Wonderland?
I think they're too similar. I think that you would need to go different. Because just those two worlds are similar. So, you know, why not the Wizard of 100 Acre Wood? Or,
That's Alan hates crossovers.
I do kind of hate crossovers. Just let the thing be the thing.
1980 says, it's difficult coaching T-ball, I tell you.
You're referring to coaching me as coaching skee-ball.
That's not important, Rue.
Oh, Dead End Yarn Hunt says, I sculpted a four-finger troll hands. One mold met a tragic end. Rob says, don't quit your day job, Rue.
This is my day job!
Yeah, this really is his day job.
Sean Regal says, Alan just goes in and takes a wire to it. I think he was saying you sing bad.
Oh, okay, that's a musical thing.
Yeah.
Oh, good. No, he's telling you to quit sculpting. Go become an accountant. Where's your
Sean-
glasses? You have to become an accountant.
Yeah. Sean Regal says Alan just goes in and he takes a wire to it.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's the temperature of the shop that you create, because it's not uncommon for me to walk away from a sculpt and say, hey, finish this up. Or, hop on to someone else's sculpt and work on it.
Oh yeah, there's probably,
Sharing is caring.
Is anything here all me? No, not really.
I've probably finished 10 of Alan's masks that
Yeah.
Alan started,
And if it was all me, I wouldn't have time for it,
Mhm.
It is known.
There's plenty of stuff that Alan's come behind me and just finished.
Edson Glute says, so when does Stacy get her costume shop videos with sewing and stuff?
She's going to be doing a YouTube Wednesday coming up here real soon on
Apparently.
making a witch hat. Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, that seems like a great bucket. Do that.
Did we get that stack of buckets thrown away?
We did.
That stack of those stacks.
Yeah, we had a lot of empty buckets.
There was a lot of empty.
I tried.
An empty bucket. A bucket's of fun. An empty bucket. A bucket's of fun.
Cobweb says, I couldn't do it. I'm a control freak.
I am not.
Well, you're better. You're way less of a control freak than you were when I met you.
No, I wasn't a control freak. I just had to see if you were good. That just takes a while.
Rob asked, would stilts be hard on someone with a bad back? I've been thinking of trying a pair.
It depends on why your back is bad. Upper back, no problem. Mid back, no problem. Lower back, maybe, because it changes how your hips move. Because you're adjusting your stride length. So, and if you walk lazy, yes, it is bad for your back. But if you walk correctly, meaning keep your feet under you, don't like cowboy swing your legs out. A lot of people do that because of the excess weight of the stilt, but that can cause hip dysplasia long term.
HBK Styles just popped in. What's up?
Hello.
Jordan Easel says, make an Oogie Boogie.
What does HBK stand for? I know what the BTK stands for.
Oh, no. I literally just listened to an episode of a podcast about him yesterday. Dan Moore says, hello, everyone. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Why are you squinting over here, Rue?
Edson Glute says,
This is enough to do
a big batch.
one bad hole.
Edson Glute says, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe also, kids. It's fun. Cobweb says, Heartbreak Kid.
Okay.
Rob says, okay, thanks, Alan.
Why did I get thanked?
For telling him about the stilts with bad back.
Oh, yeah, of course. I just answer questions, I don't expect thanks.
walk through here and stuff.
One that way.
We hear a giant crash. Ross Richards says, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. That's what HBK says.
If the
Nowadays.
if the live goes out, that means Rue tripped on the cord for the computer and killed everything. Depending upon when that happens,
We may come back.
we may or may not restart the line.
Jordan Diesel says, that's an unusual setup.
No,
Yes. Sure.
sort of.
I mean,
They have
that's
a-
not incorrect.
This
Right.
is not incorrect, correct. Why can I not think of it? What's this guy's name that plays Pinhead?
Doug Bradley will call
Doug
him?
Bradley, yes. Doug
Because
Bradley.
that's his name.
Yeah, yeah. Doug Bradley, that's how Doug Bradley got that part. So,
How's that?
he was at an S&M club and
And they went,
And
you seem great.
was flirting with Clive Barker. And
Nice.
and they went, hey,
I think I've read
you
that.
kind of fit this part that I'm trying to thinking of right now.
1980 says, how many proctologist gloves are you going to cast? Edsy Wood says, what happened to the fist bump on the screen? Is it stuck at home? Darn slacker.
It's coming. So
It is.
someone has to set it up, and that takes time that we just don't have. Oh yeah. So I was asked if I had a preference of which dentist I wanted to see, and they named like 3 names. I don't know any of these people. So I said, the one with the smallest hands. That is how you should pick your dentist and your proctologist. The one that has the smallest hands is who you should get.
David Hanger says, Doug Bradley was part of Clive Barker's theater group.
Yep. But they met originally in a bar of a certain type. Read a whole story written by Doug Bradley about it.
Nice. Cobweb says,
Pinhead spinning around. Look at these chains and see what I found.
I really like Clive Barker. A lot. I read a lot of his stuff.
So, all right. As a young man growing up in Harford County, Maryland,
Indeed.
I had never met a gay person that I knew of.
Sure.
All right, and then I really enjoyed Hellraiser,
Yeah.
and I thought I'm going to read a bunch of Clive Barker's books.
Mm-hmm.
All of the gay sex up in those books.
So much game.
So much. And I'm like, well, this is different. All right.
David Hanger says, also Doug Bradley was super nice. John C. says, what if it's the same doctor who works at his house?
Yeah, you shouldn't have the same dentist and proctologist.
Yeah. Pick an end.
Yeah. Specialize in one end of the machinery, please.
Yeah. Jennifer Pugh says, ladies pick their doctors based on how warm their hands are.
All right.
Also would go with, you know, the small hands is a good criteria there. I want to make you a giant funnel. Bucket funnel.
I want to make you a giant funnel. You just said it in perfect sync with that.
I know.
If you knew that or not.
Was not intentional.
You are my friend.
Jenny Yardhouse says, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. It was a big chunk.
Make a mess.
I'm telling you, looking for that tool.
Do we have a throwback, Alan?
You starting a fire over there? Oh
Give it a little tap. Oh,
gosh.
God. My days, a really good proctologist can check your teeth at the same time.
I know this is with the theme of what you're saying, but you should see a doctor.
David Hanger says, I'm working on a camera head inspired cosplay. for
And
Monster
give Grandma
Palooza."
back her teeth.
Camera head inspired cosplay for Monster Palooza.
Camera head. That's from the CD head. From Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth.
Then the art says, hey, oh, maybe he's cracking up. Jordan says, I'm having spaghetti and butter toast for dinner.
All right.
Rob says, Rue over there making a mess. What you making?
I'm not making near as big a mess as a lot of people.
Jordan, I have a question for you.
Hold, please. I'd just like to point out that just drop.
As I'm saying, I
It's
don't,
like
I'm not
That's not how you mix plastic.
Fine.
David Harris is home and free. So it's a no smoky shirt in blue. They're not one of those yet. This is from the Teespring, I think. The
Yeah, that's on our, that's our YouTube merch.
Super cute. I'd rather be making monsters. David Harris said, yep. Actually, he said, remember Island Brew?
Islands in the street.
We're cracking up, Rob. Oh my God, Brew. Rylan Burdett says, hey, we should have the whole bag. Dead in Yard Hawk says, I'm working on a donkey squatch mask.
Donkey squash. I was my dancing name in college.
Edson Glute says, oops, never mind. Jordan Diesel asks, is the query for me?
I do. So you are on our live stream pretty often. Is this like what you do recreationally? Like, or do you frequent a lot of live streams? Like, is that an evening for you? Like, instead of sitting and watching movies, you'll pop on the live stream and chat? Because you are very good at casual conversation. Like, you'll just pop in with like, I'm eating SpaghettiOs and whatnot. And that's like a fishing line, you know, someone's gonna ask about it, and then that's a few minutes of conversation. I'm just wondering if that is something that you do on a regular basis,
Or is it just us?
or do you just watch us? Like our feelings will get hurt. I'm just curious.
Space Freak 2 says, determined to get my Pyramid Head stilt costume done in time for Texas Fright Fair.
Sweet. Do it.
Team Pyramid Head stilt costume, all the way.
I had someone ask me to make a pyramid head costume, and then I didn't talk to him for like 4 months, because it's all through Messenger.
Sure.
And they messaged me $600.
Oh, wow.
And then I messaged them back, like, is this for the costume? Like which version? Like, how tall are you? Like, give me some details. And like, I never said a price either. Like, I never said it was $600. They just sent me $600. And then they didn't write me back for like 4 months. So 4 more months go by, and they're like, how's it coming? I'm like, what? The costume. Okay. And then I'm like, can we talk about it? Because I never set a price. You just randomly sent me money. And then they said, well, I'm moving, so just give it to somebody. I don't know where they lived in the first place. Like, I have no idea where they were from.
Good night, Michael Lassiter.
Good night, Michael Lassiter. Thank you for joining us while you could.
Mike Church says, I learned from you. John C says, I'm usually here to see what Jordan's up to.
But yeah,
Dead End Yard Hawk says, Michael who missed the fire. Jordan says, I pretty much talk about whatever I do on any live stream, and that's not exclusive to your channel. I hope that's clear enough. I love you all, by the way.
yeah. Well, how many channels do you like watch on a regular basis? So I'm going to say that you are a regular, without doubt.
Edson Blue says, I like my SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
And it just, I mean, I'm asking this because you are younger than me. And when I was presumably, well, I think you're closer to an adult, but when I lived at home, it was during sitcom time, you sat and you watched TV. You know, that's what most families did. And I think that dynamic is changing quite a bit just because the nature of the entertainment is changing.
David Hayer said you should have made a Mayan Pyramid Head costume as a joke.
And you all ran to go to the bathroom when the commercials were on. That's when everything happened. Because commercials only lasted, they lasted 2 minutes. You had 2 minutes of commercials, and then you had to be back because the show was going to start. And you couldn't TiVo it. People talk about drinking out of the hose and all that stuff. No, our life was hard because there was no pre-recorded television. That's what made life hard. Not snow or anything like that.
Jordan Liesel says, mostly
Okay.
Gonna make noise for a second.
loud noises.
Yeah, but if you make a Mayan pyramid-shaped pyramid head costume, they would just think that you're Devo. Because that's what Devo's hats look like. Did Devo always wear the hats, or was it just that one video? But I can't think of any other Devo song or video.
Jordan Easel says, I usually do this on your channel. I just enjoy casual conversations, like you said, that's all.
That's great.
John C says, when I was younger, I ate a whole bowl of SpaghettiOs, but one at a time with a single fork kind.
I don't know why, but we did not do a lot of canned food when I was a kid.
Oh man, we did so much.
I wish we did. Like right now, I eat a lot of canned food. I love it.
David Hanger says, Devo had flower pot hats.
They were multi-tiered though. They weren't just one tier. Weren't they stepped?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were stepped.
Bizarro did a like Devotron costume one year that was like all the heads of Devo on one guy in the pyramid hat. Big fun.
Oh,
Yeah, your $600 costume guy. Same deal. When we sold that sewing machine, he paid us $300 for it, and
Huh?
and then was like, the person I was intending on giving this to doesn't need it anymore, and I don't want to come get it, so just give it to somebody. They're like, oh, okay, sure. David Hanger, oh, and then she says, bet you could whip a Devo hat. Whip it real good.
I'm sure you could.
David Hanger says they wore their hats for concerts, I believe. David Hanger says they were stepped but round,
Yeah, they were rounded shape,
like a lamp.
whereas Mayan pyramids are square. You are correct.
Dead End Yard House says we ate TV dinners in the 70s. Jordan Easel says my relationship with canned food is uncomfortably complicated.
Oh, all right. See, now that's a statement where you're going to get no follow-up questions from me. Nope. All right, got it. Complicated. Understood. Not asking about that one. There gets to a point in a sculpture, you're like, yes, now those are hands. For me, it is often when I put in the finger creases. Fingercreases.com.
Don't go to figure.
Google it.
Don't Google it.
Don't.
You said it to the stream is not for kids, right?
I did. So
Okay, you Google away, guys. Just Google your little hearts out.
David Hanger says, I also think making costumes that not everyone will get is fun. Jordan says, what did I say? I just tend to be overly picky with canned foods.
No, you said your relationship is complicated. That implies a relationship.
Cobweb says, I bet I've eaten 1,000 pot pies in my lifetime.
Whoa.
That's a lot of pot pie.
I think I've eaten 7.
I've probably eaten hundreds of pot pies.
I have not eaten more than 12 pot pies in my whole life.
We ate a lot of pot pies when I was a kid.
You know, Bob always says, gotta love a great can of Spam. Cobweb says,
Oh.
Spam sucks.
I ate a lot of steakums. Man, I love
What
steakums.
is a steak? Is that a
Okay.
dog treat?
All right. So here's what I know about steakums.
Okay.
To make them, they kind of make like a meat jello, and they spread it out on like wax paper, and then they fold it up. And then you unfold it and cook it in a frying pan, and it's like Philly cheesesteaks, but it's called a steakum. Do they still make steakum? Alexa, do they still make steakums?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Make me feel like an idiot.
Rob says, Spam, potted meat, Vienna sausages.
Oh, we ate a lot of Vienna
Did
sausages.
you go with Vienna sausages
Oh.
too?
Never had any Vienna sausages until I was in the army.
Now you hate them.
And, yeah, not exactly a fan now.
Jordan says, oh, sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
Hey, That gets me to not push the issue.
John C says, are pot pies legal now?
It depends on the state you're in.
Cobweb says, dude, you're missing out. The beef is the best. Rob says, steakums are awesome. Yes, they still make them.
But I'm sure you can buy pot gummies,
Yeah.
pot pie gummies.
David Hanger says, I recently did an Ash Williams / Sebastian Half cosplay. They call it my half Ash costume. I like that. Post a picture of that in the Creepers group. I want to see it.
If Stacy likes it, then it's a bad idea. That's just how it works.
He says that, but then he pays me to give him bad ideas. So
Yeah.
Jordan Easel says, spam is hit or miss with me. Dead in Your Head says, you gotta fry spam and put it in a grilled cheese sandwich. That sounds so good, and now I'm super hungry.
There's a food called scrapple, and I've talked about it before. When you're done making hot dogs, you basically clean the table and save that, and that is what you make scrapple out of. It's like a black gelatinous gray meat product, and it's delicious. You cook it up kind of like Spam, and then you can spread it on toast, because it does remain spreadable.
David Hanger says, some people got it, some didn't, for his half ash. Jennifer Pugh says, my Alexa agrees with yours. Ross Richard says, yes, they still make them, we sell them at Kroger. Jordan says, I prefer ballpark franks. David Hanger says, Sam and Ted Raimi love doing method. That's cool. Jordan Easel says, Bar S is dependable enough.
That's a hot dog brand.
Here.
And bologna.
Rob says, ew. Dead in Your Head says, trucker food. I think the ew is in regards to scrapple question.
Hopefully.
Rob says, spreadable hot dog. Isn't that like a Vienna sausage?
Yeah, but you gotta mash it down to spread a Vienna sausage. It's possible.
Yeah. Rylan Burdett says, scrapple sounds kind of gross, but I would try it. It sounds gross.
I remember I had a friend in middle school, maybe it was elementary school, who would suck Vienna sausages through the gap in his teeth. His name was Zachary.
Zachary. Cobweb says, black gelatinous goo sounds appetizing. I mean, listen, I've eaten worse. I also deep fried bologna.
I love a bologna and cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
I think that's high limit.
That's tops. I think I'm just hungry.
There was one trans world where we didn't have time to eat anything because I had so many events and
Yeah.
things, and we had to go across the way to Dollar General. We bought bread, mustard, bologna and cheese, and we had bologna and cheese sandwiches because that's all we had time for.
Yeah.
And I was thrilled, and Shannon was not.
Rylan Burdett says, I like Vegemite, and it's supposed to be gross, so.
I've tried Vegemite, not a fan.
I feel like Vegemite tastes exactly how it smells.
You have to use Vegemite the right way. You don't eat a wad of Vegemite.
No. Jordan says, who likes / knows of Snake River Franks?
I've never heard of Snake River Franks.
Ron says, bologna salad is awesome to make too. Now, what is in bologna
I
salad?
don't want to know. I'm done.
I want to know.
No more info.
Custom Corpses says, scrapple, yum, do it Philly style. Flour all sides of the slice and fry it in a pan. Delicious.
There you go.
Camacho says, hello all, bar S and you're on the pot all night is what I've heard.
Well, there you go.
Cobweb says, I will not suffer bologna for the rest of my days. Edson says, pocket bologna sandwiches around. Yay.
That's it. Cop doesn't get a box full of bologna glitter.
Jordan Easel says, spaghetti and toast is a nice combination. You should try it, Stacey. I do like spaghetti. Spaghetti sauce and I are not friends currently because garlic is one of the things that still tastes bad. I had long COVID parosmia, so stuff tastes and smells bad. And it's getting better, like way better. But garlic is one of the holdouts, and it's always worse when it's in conjunction with another nightshade. So most spaghetti sauce has garlic and tomato in it, and that is intolerable. I miss it though. I miss spaghetti.
Nightshade was the name of a thief in the toy line Cops and Crooks.
Rob said it's like ham salad, but with bologna. Again, you lost me. What is ham salad?
I'm not into ham salad. I don't know what that is, but I know I'm not into it.
Dead end.
Ham salad?
No.
Ham salad.
I don't like anything where its base is mayonnaise. Just
No
not.
tuna salad, no.
Yeah, I don't do tuna salad, I don't do any of the salads.
Ham salad is tuna salad only with ham.
You lose me at salad.
Like chopped ham?
I like chopped ham,
Yeah.
but is there mayonnaise floating around? It's floating
Ground
around in
ham.
mayonnaise?
But yeah, I feel like maybe.
No thanks.
Yeah. Dan Earhart says we call bologna dog a dog and cheese sandwich.
Good.
Jordan Nielsen says I don't recommend it for Alan. It's carb heavy.
I used to make spaghetti sandwiches when I was a kid. Like that's what I did with my spaghetti.
I will say, Jordan, I'll eat the heck out of some toast. I like toast. My husband is like, "Are you just having toast?" I'm like, yeah. And you don't have any butter on it. I'm like, I mean, sometimes I don't want butter. Just want toast. 1980 says I have ham salad in my fridge from the meat market. Ike Camacho says Miracle Whip or mayo?
Mayo.
Yes.
Miracle Whip is
Yeah,
plastic.
I'm yes.
I like both of those.
Depends on the thing.
That delicious tang, I don't like it.
The tangy zip. Miracle Whip. Ronald Burdett says mixing stuff in mayonnaise does not make it salad.
It does according to Betty Crocker.
Yeah.
Rob says I do that still, Alan. Jordan Needle said, a spaghetti sandwich. Jordan Needle says the concept of pocket food. What do y'all make of that?
That's how life should be
I
lived.
think Alan coined the term.
One of my favorite things to do, haunt bit wise, is outside, and you scare someone so they fall down, and then you stand over them menacingly, and I reach into my pocket and get either a taco or a cheeseburger, take a bite, and then put it back in my pocket, because then they know you mean business.
Jennifer Pugh says spaghetti sandwiches for the win. Garlic bread though. Dead in Your Heart says I like Duke's mayo.
So normally I walk around loaded. Normally I have a pocket cheeseburger or taco while I'm working.
Custom Corpses says sorry for not being on more often, dealing with health issues with my heart. But I got some great news. It's getting permanently fixed and I'm down 80 pounds.
That is awesome. I love hearing that.
We're super glad to hear that.
I am very proud of you. Great job. I'm working on losing weight right now myself. I know it's not easy. At least it's not easy for me.
1980 says pea salad with Miracle Whip and cheese. You gotta throw some radish in there. Ike Camacho says Hawaiian rolls are better than garlic bread for spaghetti sandwiches.
But I knew it was
Hawaiian
time.
rolls are better for everything.
I knew it was time to start losing some weight seriously when I was watching. I wasn't watching. It was on Naked and Afraid. And at the end, they show how much weight they lose and stuff. And I'm like, man, I should do that. And I'm like, or I could just put down this cheeseburger. That would also help.
Good night, Jennifer Pugh. Dropping off for the evening. Have a good night. Cowboy says settle this universal dilemma: chocolate milk, Hershey's syrup, or Nesquik dry mix.
It's Nestle Quick. Now, so here's the problem.
Coast breeze.
It's going to take you 30 minutes more to mix it
Yeah.
because Nestle Quick floats, and it shouldn't float. If it sank, life would be easier. However, it is way tastier than Hershey's syrup. But if I am going to make it, there's a point where Hershey's syrup, you put in too much and it stops tasting like chocolate. It starts tasting like the chemicals in Hershey syrup. And with Quick, you can add
As much as you want.
you can make a pudding, and it still tastes like delicious Nestle Quick. So I tend to err on the side of Nestle Quick is tastier, but Hershey syrup is faster. So often that's what you get.
Jordan Easel votes dry mix. Danny Arkin says you'll miss the fireball. Rob says that's awesome with the horses. Custom Corpse says the real reason for my success is Ozempic.
Okay.
Jordan Easel says most people are familiar with syrup. Jennifer Pugh says Hershey's. 1980 votes Ovaltine. Rob says I lost 81 pounds over the past 2 years. Dang, Rob.
Killing it.
Way to go.
Unless it was in one night, like you lost a leg or something. That's not the way to do it.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Kyle Webb says no Ovaltine. Put Nesquik in the glass first and then fill with milk.
It still floats, but it does make a seal, and then it don't float until you poke it with your fork. Don't mix with a spoon. That's a rookie move. It sloshes the milk around.
Dead End Yarn Hunt says quick powder is like Ultra Cal 30 the way it sinks. Rob says I do Monjuro. I don't know what that is. Jordan Angel says I recently made some homemade brownies. I made them with dark Dove chocolate and Nutella. Oh, that sounds real good. Ike Camacho says, yeah, but with quick you don't get the Hershey's.
Reminder, Stacy, you don't have to read every comment.
Listen, I thought we were still talking about chocolate milk. John C says you have to mix a small amount of milk to smash the powder with a spoon.
Like, that was a great sentence until you got to squirts.
I know, I was like,
And then you were committed.
I was committed at that point. Rob says diet and walking. Good job. David Hanger says you have to stir the milk while you pour the Nestle Quick. The whirlpool forces the powder to the bottom.
See, there's strategies involved.
That is-
Hershey syrup,
that's
you
strategy.
just put it in.
I'm a big with the Hershey syrup. I do a big slog of milk in the glass, syrup, mix that up, and then put the rest of the milk. Edson Blue says my healthy bullet mixer makes great cocoa with quick.
Yeah, it should just be called a bullet mixer at that point.
Ike Camacho says sorry, all. Listen, that's on me. I read it.
What's funny is I act like I'm offended.
He just likes
We were speaking with someone who I work with on the phone, and I said the words, forgive my language for a second, because I was going to say something very frank, and I said crap, and she was very disappointed that I didn't cuss, because she's been waiting to hear me cuss for like 11 years.
Custom Corpse says I'm diabetic. I'm not using Ozempic just to lose weight. Dead Yarn says I'm going for some chocolate milk now.
Yeah.
June Ritchie says melt the powder in a bit of slightly warm milk, then add to a tall glass of cold. Y'all are seriously making me hungry. This is ridiculous.
I don't know if I'm hungry, but I want chocolate milk.
I know. Well, I had a protein shake like before we started, so I haven't like had no calories, but now I'm like hungry. But I have
Rue,
leftovers.
how's your mold going, Rue?
Great.
Good.
Mold washing time?
It will be soon.
Ike Camacho says, but have you ever had quick powder on vanilla ice cream? Awesome.
Yes.
I have not, and now I really want it. Rob says, I had a reaction to it, and got real bad at bundle pain. I don't know what that's all. David Hanger says you could just spoon some Nestle Quick and chase it with glass of milk. You should just raw dog it.
Like Nestle Quick, like by itself, is like the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
If you would like cough, you'll get that cloud out in the air. It would be a delicious cloud, but still.
I'm not gonna say, neither gonna confirm nor deny that I have done that.
The cinnamon challenge?
That's my shot, Grace.
Just do that with chocolate milk. Nestle Quick.
Dan Nichols going quick.
Yeah, that stuff is fast.
Well, when you can do it all in one batch,
Yeah. Helpful that.
different.
And it's mold watching time.
Nutella, 1986 Nutella and ice cream with a dash of milk in a cup, lentil smooth. Yeah, that's a milkshake. Custom Corpse says, will these be gloves?
These will be gloves.
Also, it is 8/12.
Bum, bum, bum.
David Hanger asks, does Rue have a nickname?
Yes.
It's
Rue.
We needed a nickname for his 3-letter name. That's what we needed. You know what? Saying that one syllable, it's just too long. We got to find a way to shorten that. So we just call him Rue.
His actual name is Andrew. That's why we call him Rue. Because calling him Andy was too weird.
Although when Alex here is perturbed at him, she calls him Rupert.
Rupert. Yeah.
Rupert.
David
My
Hanger says, if
girlfriend
so.
occasionally calls me Lucifer.
David Hanger says, if so, would it have to be Kanga? Are you a kangaroo?
Nope.
John C says, add the quick powder a little at a time to a bucket of milk. Wait until it absorbs some and stir it. Add Loctite foam optional.
Man, that's a waste of quick. Who has time for that to set up?
Rob says, do any of you remember PDQ chocolate mix back in the 80s?
No,
I
I
do
don't.
not.
Like, we rarely got it because it was expensive. well, it was a luxury, let's say. It may not have been expensive, but I was poor enough where it was expensive.
Yeah. Next page is RU, is short for Rue. Space Face Freak 2. It says Stilby Studios Mukbang. Yeah. Kurt Braun says, how can you guys work without music?
Because we're on live.
Because we're live and YouTube gets real squirrely about copyrighted music happening in the background. David Hanger, we forgive you. Cabo says, yeah, Andy's a lame name. Well, it's only funny because his ex-wife is also named Andy. So at one point, it would have been too much Andy. Just too much Andy. So Rue it was.
Glad you got to tell it, Stacy.
I'm helping. You're molding. You work. Let me do my job. Dead Yardhead says it's valid. Custom Corpses says, hey Rue, is that UltraCal or Hydro?
This is USG #1 pottery plaster.
It's neither. Yeah, we lucked out and acquired like a whole 2 pallets
Yes.
of
So-
#1 pottery plaster.
Yeah. This is not what we usually use. Usually we use HydroCal or UltraCal. However, when you get 2 free pallets
During a time when there's a stone
pottery
shortage.
plaster, you switch. This is what Ed Edmonds and Distortions uses. So
So we knew it was good stuff.
we know it works. It's just changing your ways and using a different method. Somewhat.
David Hanger says, I remember Hershey had a powder too. I feel like I also remember Hershey had
They
a
did have a powder.
cocoa powder. Not today says Hershey's cocoa powder still available in the baking section, but don't try and make chocolate. It will be disappointing. Ask me how I know. Space Freak 2 says, Rue, when is the tattoo tour happening?
So what?
The tattoo tour. I
Yeah.
want to see your tattoos.
Nobody wants to see all my tattoos.
Custom Corpse says, free is free. Correct.
Free is great. We are big fans of free. Which, when there's a worldwide pottery or plaster shortage, and you get
Free is exciting.
free is real exciting.
David Hanger says cocoa powder, yeah, but they also had some for chocolate milk. Oh, okay, I get you that in there, huh? Is it Count Vladimir? Vlad. Plastic Ninja says, sup everyone? Hey, sup Plastic Ninja? Good to see you, buddy. Like usual, I can't stay, but I want to say hi. Well, if you hang out for a couple seconds, Alan will be back. Say hi to him too. Custom Corpses says, what's the cost difference, if you don't mind sharing? In the #1, I mean, this one was
This was free.
free, so.
So,
But I don't know normally what the cost difference would be.
pottery plaster is a bit cheap, in general. It's actually quite a bit cheap. But there are some weird things to it. And it does like to be a single batch, so you have to be quick and go very diligently while working with it. But it is very smooth and it transitions really nicely between being photo liquid to being raw, which I like.
Mike Church says, sorry, I forgot the guy's name with the socks. Where is he? Unfortunately, Stan has moved over into the Arlington area. It was about an hour away, and so he is not working with us anymore. But we miss him, and we hope that he's wearing cool socks right now. He probably is.
He probably,
No, it's Stan.
Dan likes his socks. And it is kind of funny about the socks with Stan, because
Yeah.
Stan never did wear crazy socks
And then he started wearing crazy
until
socks.
one day somebody sent him a pair of socks while at the shop.
Yeah.
Like, sent him a pair of socks. So it became Stan socks.
Yep.
And Stan just started getting crazy socks because the creepers liked it. So Stan always was just a plain white socks guy. You guys did that.
Cobweb says it's cheaper because it's inferior.
Yeah, but it is a lot lighter. It cracks a lot easier,
But any port in a storm.
but it's a lot better. It cracks a lot easier.
Custom Corpses says ALF masks mainly. Yeah, that's firming up pretty fast. Is it warm in Texas? Yeah, it's been pretty warm. Last couple of days anyways. It seems like a
It's
storm.
just a little long. It's a stone.
David Patana says hello everyone. Hey David. Half mask. Sorry. Yeah. Not bad for a half mask. So raspy.
Yep.
Let's clean it up nice.
Hmm?
Said it's cleaning up nice.
Yep.
Making it pretty.
Kind of annoying. The last mold I made was beautiful compared to this one.
Yeah.
I think I pushed it a little long.
Yeah, the scrubber was real.
That and this mold is way thicker than it needed to be.
Well, you made a big batch.
I got a little too much plaster and went a little crazy.
But it was 99 cents. Space Face Freak 2 says, what's that tool for? Rob asks, is that a horse brush you're using, Ruth?
It is a horse brush that I'm using as a rasp on the soft plastic. It works really well as a rasp, even though it's not actually for it.
Rylan Burnett says, I never thought of using a curry comb on plaster.
Works great. Works great, and if you have to do any outside touch-up jobs to it afterwards, it's already pre-scored. And it makes it less slick when you're not picking up and carrying it around the shop. Is that a nice grip to it?
Rylan Burnett says, trust me, you don't want to get hit with a curry comb. Listen, if you do want to get hit with a curry comb, and your name is done badly, we don't mind. We're not judging.
Some people might.
Cobweb says, I've only used a Sureform.
Yeah, I have a Sureform in the other room. This works just as good, and it makes for a great texture on the outside of the mold, so it's not as slippery.
So am I going to see anybody at HauntCon this weekend? Be real cool if I did.
Yeah, I mean, this boy's thick.
That's a thick boy. Show the camera. Show the camera. There you go. Oh yeah, that's a thick boy.
He's real thick. I'm grabbing my rasp so I can actually do these edges. I'll be right back, I promise.
Just in case you are going to be coming to HauntCon, you're teaching on Saturday. good. Rob asked, does that heat up like an ultra cal?
It doesn't get near as hot as UltraCal does. It goes through that whole process a lot smoother than UltraCal does. UltraCal tends to like go and kick real quick and real hot. Pottery plaster is not. It's a lot smoother, a lot slower process.
David Quintana says, is that a half mast or the biggest fedora I've ever seen?
It's a hat.
David Quintana says, there she is. Hi. Cobweb says, nope, I'll be at Fear Expo though. Oh man, Fear Expo sounds great. Brian Collins says, rats, getting her late again. June Ritchie says, Rue, congrats, looking great.
Yeah.
Brian, we're going to be here for probably another 30 minutes or so. Well, 35 minutes. Give or take. Provided nobody trips over any boards. And the head's out. Now, let's see if it feels like your last one did.
It might, because it's pretty thin too.
His last sculpt came out of his mold so clean
That it's in this one.
that he was able to reuse a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Dead End Yard Hunt says USG1 molds easy in a moist environment.
Yeah, it does mold pretty easy.
Rob says, gotcha.
And there's so little fine detail on this, being that it's a skull, that it's just cutting out. Didn't come out in one chunk, but it was also, I made this mask very thin. The clay on it was real thin, because I wanted it to be very tight fitting to the face, because it's a skull. And the whole goal was to make a skull mask that didn't look like a giant head on top of it, which is difficult. You're putting what's inside your face outside your face.
Sean Regal says, any issues using the normal pledge or similar products for mold release with USG?
Still works just fine. I haven't had any trouble with it. And actually, now that you just said that, I realized I forgot to pledge it.
You forgot to pledge it, oh no. Sean Regal says, never mind, I see the can now. It was there and everything.
But I didn't use it. So I did use it yesterday. I pledged it yesterday. So I guess I did use it. It just, I didn't do it again before I did this. This clay, so this is the white modeling clay with, crud. I can't remember the name of it.
Box, right?
I don't think it says on it. It's got stuff in it. Yeah, this is the Trinity Ceramic Supply Alabaster Earthenware. But it's got a dolomite. It's got dolomite in it. And something about it having that in it really makes it stick together really well. So we've had very, very, very little problem pulling the clay out of the masks, because it just comes out like butter.
Oh,
David
it's,
Brown says, we don't get to see Rue much. This is good to watch him work, like he's on auto drive all the time. Rock on, Rue.
Yeah, rock on, Rue. Keep watching Rue.
Okay.
This is how to wash it.
I came out with this from Alan. I saw an old Transworld video where it showed a latex body on a table and then some pale looking guy popping out of it, which I thought was pretty cool. Would that be nice?
That's my buddy Lucas.
No, if you want to make a pale-looking guy, you have to have a child. There's like a 50% chance that it's going to be a guy. Don't let it go in the sun, and then you will have a pale-looking guy to pop out of a table. They cost a lot. They're very expensive to make, and then take care of.
Really, the making of it is cheap. The
Right.
maintenance
Yeah, it
is
takes a
expensive.
while to get it to body popping out of age, but you know, you can probably get them popping out of bodies like 5 years old with the right motivation. No, it wouldn't be hard to make at all. Just, it's a sculpt a flat back, body on a table, leave a nice incision to pop out of. All Dr. Giggles style. Anybody saw that movie? I love it. Love is a strong word, but I did watch it.
No bubbles.
You're right. Good job, you.
Can't complain about that. After no.
Did you get your eyes out?
Yep,
Yeah.
no problem. Oh, speaking of which, they're in here somewhere. I just threw them. I should save those.
I can watch those things.
I was helping. Okay, I have a little nub right under my pinky. There's the nub. Looking for nub in all the wrong places.
Round
Yeah, that is-
Dr. Giggles.
That is our buddy Lucas Turner
Right.
popping out of the body on the table. And he is working the booth for our other friends at High Noon Creations,
Heather Henry.
Heather Henry.
Who is awesome.
Heather is also a Dallas Metroplex native.
Custom Corpses says, I wish I could turn back time 20 years so I could do this business a lot longer. Out of respect for Alan and all of his help, I'll be sending him a finished Myers mask this summer.
Hey, we all stabby with it.
That's awesome.
Okay, now I have to spray this without spraying the camera out. Let's go to this side. Grab a brush. Look a brush.
Sure.
Throw it on the ground.
These are fine. He's like, where did you go? I missed you.
Mind me, I'm just new glove goofing.
New glove goofing. You got a
Yep.
bit of a splatter on that one.
Need a wooden skewer.
This form
You gotta sand that sucker.
totally looks the wrong direction.
Do we have wooden skewers somewhere, Rue?
Um,
Because I have a blue pill problem.
We got a paintbrush.
I don't know if I have wooden skewers. I got.
You should have wooden skewers, like those are a necessity.
We
Give me a blue paintbrush.
We have the long Q-tips in makeup.
You want a skewer because it's thicker, because the weight of the clay a skewer will cut it. So almost like a wire. Like I don't expect this to last long, but it'll heal.
Dead End Yard Haunts is down. Can I send you a clown mask?
You can address that to Rue. I will be appreciative.
Custom Corpses says it's come a long way from that first mask I sent you.
Yeah.
Rob says you broke a finger. Damn it.
Oh man, I've had.
I know we have skewers. I just have no idea where they are.
There's a couple don't know if I have a finger that I have. I don't think I've ever broken this stuff. Like this is my straight thumb. So I don't think I've ever broken that.
Junior Richie says, how will a person wearing the big gloves fill them out?
We put a pad of foam in the palm because that's a good place to put a pad of foam.
We should just have Alan put on a latex glove, fill it with foam, and have Alan put his hand in it. If Alan it can fit around Alan's hands, it can fit anybody.
That's smart. We should do that. like we do with the boots. I like that.
Just have to be there for everything. Get minor burns. It's great.
It's fine. Dan Yarhunt says, I have some.
Well, hand them over.
Alan has giant hands.
Let's say about Carney's big hands, small feet.
Crip says, good evening. Did I miss anything spontaneously combusting?
No, just here sculpting some handos. I feel like these are Ninja Turtle hands. That's what they remind me of.
Yeah.
So was it was what Ninja Turtle hands.
You know what? It's just I didn't feel like doing all four fingers, man. That's all. That's all. That's the reason. Why? This was-
It says, check the skewer drawer next to the eyeball drawer.
This was 23% easier. That's why.
There is no screwdriver. I can tell you. I know all the drawers.
In my shop, we had a skewer drawer.
And technically, that didn't spontaneously combust.
Right. I just lit it on fire. I just said psh, with a blowtorch. Oh my gosh! It's the prize that's burning. Who knew blowtorches set things on fire?
Well, that's flammable.
Really.
So that's.
You've heard the term momentary lapse of judgment.
Alexa, how much time left on my time?
Oh, a while ago.
A while ago.
You were out of the room. We forgot to tell you.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Probably 30 minutes ago.
I'm gonna be some big masks.
Well, they're demos.
Custom Corpse says, that would be a really cool video of foam forming the gloves to put your hand down.
That would burn you. Like, it's very hot.
We could take a tape cast of your hand.
That's true. It'll be even chunky up. Drew, I meant to ask you, how's the back coming?
Great, right behind you.
Is it done?
No,
Oh,
I keep pulling her off work on other things.
quit that. It needs to be done.
There are a lot of things that need to be done.
Put that first.
David Quintana says, those hands make me feel a little inadequate.
Well, these are Nogi McSausage fingers. That shall be his name. Okay, so this is, look at this, Stacy. Come over here. Remember I put the brush down it? Just these spontaneous hairs
That is
sticking
correct.
out.
Just
That-
with some scissors, you give your fingers a trim. Or you're just plucking. That's better.
trying to pluck. Just little hairs sticking out the end of the finger. That's
Yeah.
oddly creepy.
Yeah. David Hanger says the man that used to test the heat gun with his hand.
Who was?
Used to?
Yeah, I would say used to.
Oh, it was Bram Stoker's Dracula, where Dracula actually had hairy palms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
David Hanger says, but a chemical burn is different. June Ritchie says the mask mold was great, the hands are awesome, and the conversation has been fun. Night all.
Bye.
Night, June. Bye.
What time is it?
It is 8:38.
Okay. I will not get these done tonight, but
Making progress.
this is a good progress.
Our house is hairy balls. David Thomas is fluffing.
Tomorrow I'm on a podcast tomorrow.
Who's podcast?
It's the movie podcast that I do every now and then.
Alright.
We're doing the Bigfoot movie Exists and Boggy Creek 2.
Boggy Creek 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No, I think
We've got
just
another
turned to Boggy
podcast
Creek.
on Friday.
And I have another podcast on Friday.
What podcast is on Friday?
A haunt actor podcast?
Custom Corpse says, how about doing it over a casting of your hands?
Well, then you gotta get it out. Hands suck. Just hands suck. So you're aware, in case you guys were wondering.
I like the little fingernail bits.
Yeah, they help.
David Quintana says, Boggy Creek, they're an oldie.
Oh, yeah.
Dan McCorson, hello, hello, says, hello, everyone.
Hello, Dan McCorson.
Hi, Dan.
Gotta get more brushes. My thumb's about to fall off.
Oh, Lord.
Well, those finger grooves weaken an area.
Yeah. Brian, Gallucci says we should do Swamp Thing.
I don't pick the movies. So a while back, my name was put into a expert website. You're an expert on these things. So if a podcast or something like wants you, and then a friend of mine from Skull Kingdom days had a podcast. He was like, "I saw your name, so you're doing it." I got that and the NPR article from that.
Custom Corpses says, did I get this right? You're working on movies?
No.
You're working on
No, I'm
podcasts.
doing a podcast about movies, but not even like good movies.
Podcast about terrible movies.
Henry says, wasn't Boggy Creek 2 made a decade or more after the first?
Yes. While I'm working on my desk tomorrow, I'll watch Boggy Creek and Exist again, just so I'm caught up. I have seen them both.
I made a mess.
Exist was the first Bigfoot movie that I watched alone. So I was watching a Bigfoot movie, right? Stacy's working in the shop.
Yep.
I did not know that when the lady was in the cave, Bigfoot had his way with her. I didn't know that going into this movie. And it was so weird because it just happened, but it wasn't a plot point. Like, no one mentioned it.
And it never gets mentioned again.
Like, she never told her boyfriend what happened. Nothing. And, yeah. So, but that happened. And now I pre-screen my Bigfoot movies for relations.
About which I'm quite appreciative.
Yeah.
Joe Reese says, I have 40 pounds of oil-based clay. Is that enough to sculpt a set of hands?
Yes. Because I had a 50-pound box, and that's a good 10 pounds. And these are big chunky hands. Where was I going to put this?
Unclear.
This is the problem right now.
I love how your office looks in the thing.
Just one creepy eye sticking.
Just a
poking out.
creepy eye staring at you.
Room with pink fun.
My pink office.
Yeah, it's a shame we have more UV paint.
I like my pink office.
Hey, it's like red, but not quite.
Joe, what kind of hands you going to make? If I'd known you were making hands,
I baked a cake.
I'd not have made these. Buy hands from you.
And that was one of the things that I wanted to really focus on in the class that I'm teaching is the absolute validity and amazingness of buying plastic pieces.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Commission people. 5 bits.
I would rather buy these gloves than make them.
All day.
David Hanger says, "Do you wear any license for Wolf Show?" I have.
The wolf gift,
Wolf gift.
I have not. Is that a dirty rebel wolf?
And rice.
Oh. Okay. Like, the first couple Laurel K. Hamilton books, I could read, they were fine.
Totally.
But then they got, like, once the leopards show up, too spicy.
Oh, yeah. Dead in Yard Hunt says, Lyle Blackburn is a local cryptid hunter who does a lot of Boggy Creek research.
Yes, I am familiar.
David Corson says, just received my silicone molds from Pacific Mold Design. Time to make foam skulls. First time using your product, should be fun.
Hooray!
SBC is going to put fingerprints on my hand?
Probably not fingerprints, but I will give them a minor whirl, WHORL.
Just a bit of a swirly whirl.
So Edson, I made it through Transworld Live last night. Last year on Transworld Live, Marcia Edmonds asked me, like, live, "Are you coming to Monster Day?" And it's like, yeah, of course we're still coming to Monster Day. We were too busy, but we did anyway. This year, I don't think I'm going. And had she asked me, I think I would have just lied.
David Quintana says, really was no special effects budget on the first Legend of Boggy Creek. Never saw the second one. Body Geek says, greetings and salutations, creatures.
Hey,
Body Geek.
Hey.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen is a Bigfoot movie. And I believe it's called Living in the Shadow of Bigfoot.
Oh, that was, yeah.
And it's basically someone's Yosemite Park vacation videos that they put the videos together, and then the whole movie is voiceover over top of these vacation videos where Bigfoot does show up, and I'm pretty sure it's just a giant crocheted Bigfoot costume. It's rough. But it's a voiceover, and then it's like, and when we were at the camp looking for Bigfoot, there was these 2 little squirrels. And then there's a 5-minute montage of squirrels that they videoed. It was terrible.
That's a good says, yeah, that sucks.
I no longer know which fingers have bracing.
There was I think a typo.
Negative.
What
Dying blind.
happened here?
Number 1, dying blind. Wants to go out till the dream is blowing. Can't go out cause the roots are showing. Dying blind.
Gotta love a song about hair dye.
Yeah.
I think this may be the first song you've ever referenced. I legitimately do not know.
You don't know typo negative? You misspent your youth.
I mean, I know typo negative,
Like, but not in a good way.
Not like that particular song.
That's like their main big song.
I don't know, man. That's weird.
Yeah, black, number 1. It's all about hair dye.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Yeah. After we get off the air, we'll
Very odd.
And since
We'll
this is
play it
okay,
for you.
we'll just hang with Pandora and her gang.
You know what? I think you're winning.
me.
David Quintana says, good old drive-in theaters. Cat Swift says, I just found one of our PBS channels, Nightmare Theater. They find the worst of the worst and show them on Saturday nights.
Hooray!
David Hanger says, it didn't make sense to me that Laura didn't mind getting it on with Ruben as a man wolf in the wolf game. Listen, Anne Rice has some proclivities, man. I don't know.
She knows what she's into.
Hey, get out.
Wild Alex appears.
Alex, I thought you left an hour ago.
No, I'm still here, just not legally.
She's only here recreational.
Dang it!
Yay! You got it all fixed?
I got it!
Heck yeah.
What'd you fix?
Or my quilt.
Yeah?
It has to be 46 inches wide, and it was 46 at the top, and at the bottom it was 47.
I see.
And of course the squares that needed to be chopped a little bit were right in the center.
Naturally. Ron Burdett says, I know typo negative. The blood connection keeps emailing me about it.
This is where I would be disheartened if I had sculpted two lefts
Yeah,
or two rights. But I didn't. I did a right and a left.
good jerk.
But I
Yeah.
did just have a moment of, oh my God, it's two lefts.
David Hanger says, roots are showing, but you're dying black. Dead End Yard Hunt says, the second Bobby Creek was more of a movie, not so much as a documentary. Custom Corpses asks, what costume do these gloves go to?
Our gnome. Although they're good ogre hands. I mean, they're just good big chunky hands.
Vanessa Brian Corner says, Ogre's Hands. Edson Booth says, over at Dark Rose Manor. David Hanger says, Anne Rice was super into flannel nightgowns too. Listen, a flannel nightgown's comfy if it's cold.
I have a hang up from old horror comics where if a woman is wearing like a long white Victorian nightgown, she's going to get carried off by a monster.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
That's the rules. We don't make the rules. Just, you know. Dead End Yard Hunt says, hey, when that happens. David Hanger says, I'm just going to joke that you sculpted two lefts.
Like long white nightgown. Yep, she's going to be carried through the woods, unconscious in the arms of a creature of some kind.
Wow. I'm glad you got it fixed.
My back's
Two
really
parters,
aching
thank you.
after
I
an entire day
Two-part.
full of sewing.
But do your dividing wall right here, because that's diggable. That isn't.
Yeah.
Custom Corpse says, in the back room where Rue was, what is that painting on the wall?
That's my office.
That's Rue's big pank office.
Big fan office.
And so Alan's office is Castle Grayskull, so
Yes.
my office is Snake Mountain.
Yes.
My office is painted like Snake Mountain.
I'm in my office more than Rue, and I couldn't handle that much purple. So I went with Castle Grayskull, wherever I got the muted greens.
Body Geeks asks, can we just order the Gravedigger hat? Mine seems to have grown legs.
Yes, that's possible. You know what? You're not the first Gravedigger hat that's been stolen either.
David Quintana says, has anyone ever done a drive-in theater that only shows scary movies that uses actors to work the storyline of the movies?
What?
Like,
No.
Mommy Horror Picture Show?
No, I have heard of such a thing, but I've never seen it, nor have I done it.
Dan McCorson says, I have a junkyard dog body I need made for an animatronic dog house I'm building for my junkyard scene at the haunt. I'll be in touch soon with the details. Hopefully, you guys can build it for me.
Cool.
Love to.
Custom Corpse says, that's
That sounds fun. All right, so Rue, you got bags for these. These are in polish state, but I want them to firm up a little bit first, and then we can
Oh, yeah.
buff them out.
Buff them out. Yeah, there's probably an hour, maybe two,
Yeah.
work left on this. Be good. Let's find some bags. Bags.
Stacy,
Yes.
can you come hold the bag for me?
Okay. All the time.
Hold this wide open.
We're saving clay.
This is clean, newish clay.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, thanks.
Hurrah! I'm helping.
It makes me sad to throw away clay after it's full.
Yeah.
After you sculpt, you gotta toss it. It's got little plaster chips in it.
It makes me so sad.
If you want one day, you can sculpt something from the slop bucket, and then you'll say like, I love throwing clay away. This is awesome.
I don't know, I'm real cheap.
Good night, Edson.
It's all well and good until you find a cigarette butt in your sculpture.
Chris.
I think I would start buying garbage bags.
Good night, Edson. I left this out. Hold that.
David Hanks says, one of my dreams is to own a movie theater such as the one in Fade Black, where people could dress up and watch horror, fantasy. In fact, I wish, why do I think that's all of a sudden?
Oh, Stacy, I forgot to tell you.
Tell me.
Good news.
Good news.
Big order came in.
For
3 more meatballs.
no,
Double it.
no,
Yep.
no, I quit.
Do you still have the hiccups?
Son of a bitch. You are a bad man.
But I bet your hiccups are gone.
The hiccups do appear to be gone.
I scared you.
Like, well, it's been real and it's been fun, but it's been real fun. I'm going home.
That made me start to sweat. I was like, oh gosh.
No, listen, I would cry. I'd be like, I did these 3. It's somebody else's turn.
It's all fun and games. They have to refurbish a meatball. And refurbish a meatball sounds like a euphemism, but no.
But no, it is in fact.
A several-week process. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're,
I have done the thing. We're gonna
We're-
bag this.
yeah.
Alexa, add garbage bags to my shopping list.
That's the garbage bags I've been talking about.
For real.
We just need our own roll of kitchen bags. Like the one that was at the station you've been working at all night. Like that one.
Sounds like it says, night, everyone, gotta go, catch you in the next class.
All right, see you at home.
Good night.
But yeah, we just need to keep a box of kitchen bags in here.
Yeah.
Like for Monster Day, we're often scrambling for bags. We shouldn't.
I usually just do like I think it's being stingy and hiding them on.
Which is why we need our own.
Or he actually put them up instead of just leaving them out.
Yes.
It's like him hiding them. You can hide ketchup from me in my fridge, just put it behind something. I'm like, it's not here. It doesn't exist.
God.
Look at all of us like that cold in there. Like, it's pleasant all day.
All right. Rue, I'm handing those off to you.
Tag.
They're 90% there.
If you wanna do the goodbyes, the tripod can. Right.
Pie trot can.
Pie crowd?
Pie trots.
Dead Air says, is this a wrap?
This is, that's, we're rapping.
Literal.
We're rap stars.
Literally rat.
In this frame is a Trans World sneak preview,
Wow.
but I won't tell you what it is. All right.
Whoa.
So I'm going to say to all of you, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry I didn't catch anything on fire. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Go make stuff. Go make stuff.
Go make stuff.
Alex.
Go make stuff.
Hooray.
Okay,
Yeah.
everybody,
Wait a-
bye.
Bye bye bye.